right? I ain't gonna front. No cat. I don't know how to do no intro for no fucking YouTube video. So, you feel me? If you know me, you know me. If you know me off social media, you feel me? You either know me off my IG, P Herbo. If you know me off Facebook, P Dot. Feel me? If you know me in real life, you know my name. I ain't gonna say it. But, anyways, or whatever. I got a story time for y'all, right? And the story time is basically the time when I took a nigga virginity. And I didn't know I took his virginity or whatever. And the nigga ended up turning into my stalker. Mind you, at the time I had like 2 stalkers, but you feel me? That's a story for another day. Anyways, though, right? So I'm just gonna get right into it or whatever. I know I look a little ratchet. I just didn't feel like blowing down my wig and shit. And I ain't just like, whatever. Anyways, so at the time I was dealing with the nigga, I think I had to be like 16 and the nigga was 15, or I was 17 and the boy was 16 or whatever. And I met him at school. Like, I just transferred to a new school. I think I was like my junior year, some shit like that or whatever. Like, if you know me growing up and shit, I was barely ever in school. I was always suspended. I was always changing schools. They was always kicking me out, putting me A, B, C, and D. I mean, don't really care. Anyways, though, so when I got to that school, whatever, you know, niggas was on my body. He like, oh, who this little new girl, this little light skinned John and all that and all that. Feel me? So boom, I started talking to this boy. I'ma call him Richard, because I'm not gonna say his real name or whatever, because the nigga probably gonna start DMing me from fake pages and shit like that. I don't got the time. You feel me? So we gonna call him Richard. So I was talking to Richard or whatever. Like, this was not my man or nothing like that, but you feel me? Like, we was like in a serious talking stage or whatever. You feel me? So boom, I used to go to his house probably like all the time or whatever. I remember summertime I was in his house all the time. He used to live in Harlem and shit. I used to live in Brooklyn, so you feel me? It's like, all right, whatever. But at the time, I remember he was talking to me or whatever, and then I think he was talking to like some other girl or whatever, like, and I was just like, all right, whatever, don't really care, whatever, you feel me? Because I'm with you every day, so it's like, what attention you really giving this girl or whatever. So boom, I remember like talking about like sex and stuff like that. We ain't really talk about sex, but he used to like make it seem like he wasn't a virgin and shit. Like, you feel me? He used to talk about eating pussy and blah 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 and all of this. So I'm like, if you talking about it, clearly you had to do it before. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't really think too much of it. And I remember like the first time we had sex or whatever, I had spent the night in his house, I think for the first time, something like that. I remember it was over the summertime too, because we wasn't in school at the time. And boom, we had sex or whatever. It was like, I can't really remember like if it was good or what the fuck it was. I remember it was awkward though, because we had sex in the bathroom. Because his mother was home or some shit or whatever, you feel me? We mad young and shit. Ain't nobody supposed to be having sex. But yeah, so we ended up doing whatever. And we were still cool. We still fucking with each other. We still hanging out. And then boom, it used to be me, him, his brother. I think they wasn't real brothers, but they used to like call each other brothers or whatever. We gonna call his brother, I can't even think of, I can't even remember the nigga real name at this point, but we gonna call his brother Jordan or whatever. So it used to be me, Richard, his brother Jordan, and his brother girlfriend or whatever. I don't really remember the girl name either. She a little irrelevant. She got a little, you feel me? But yeah, so we used to hang out like all the time. And then boom, I stopped fucking with Richard. I can't remember why. I think he was like talking to other bitches and shit like that, or I probably started talking to somebody else and blah 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 or whatever, right? But little did I know this nigga was like full blown in love with me, and I'm like, all right, like, you feel me? Like, but mind you, I started finding this shit out like years and years down the line. You feel me? Like, I remember, I think like he went to college or something like that. I think he went to college in Texas, and when he came back from college, I think he was out here. His mother moved back to whatever country they was at, so he was staying with somebody that we went to school. I don't remember, but Yeah, so when he came back from college, he hit me up or whatever, like, oh, I really want to see you, I miss you, blah, 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 blah. So then, boom, I go link him or whatever, right? And, like, we was chilling, we was watching TV, blah, blah, blah. And then this nigga's like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm in love with you, I've been in love with you, I always loved you. Um, I gotta go back to college, but, I'll wait for you. Like, basically saying, like, like, whatever time you need for you to love me back, like, I'll wait for you. And I'm just looking at this nigga like, one, is not that deep. And in my head, I'm just like, this is weird. Because, you know what made it weird? Like, I never been in a position where somebody wanted to be with me, like, so bad and shit. Or, like, with somebody that loved me. And I didn't reciprocate the same feelings. Like, it was just like, all right, you feel me, whatever. So then, boom, after that day, I think, like, I just didn't speak to him after that or whatever. And, like, the nigga, oh, this what happened, right? Because I'm funny or whatever, right? So, boom, after that link or whatever, right? He hit me up another time after that. He was like, oh, what you doing, blah, 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 blah. And, I was like, oh, I'm going out with my friends or whatever, you feel me? We was going to 123 Burger by my crib. So I'm like, yeah, pop out, blah, 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 blah. You feel me? Nigga popped out, you feel me? Nigga, like, on my body and shit, I made him spend the bag. Like, you feel me? Whatever money he came outside with, that nigga went home with no money. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. But yeah, I guess, like, because I invited him out with me that day or whatever the case was, I think he thought, like, I was feeling him and shit, right? So he just kept writing me to, like, the point where I had to block him. I'm like, no, like, like, blocked on Snapchat, blocked on Facebook, blocked on Instagram, blocked your number. Like, all right, leave me alone. You're doing too much now. You feel me? So then I remember, I think, like, I briefly unblocked him on Snapchat, or he probably made another page. I don't really remember, but I remember he wrote me. He wrote me a big, dirty paragraph. Like, no funny shit. I remember reading the shit, and I'm like, why? Like, you feel me? So I'm reading or whatever, and it's just like a whole bunch of, like, bullshit. I'm not gonna say bullshit, you feel me, because it's his feelings, whatever. To me, it was bullshit, you feel me, because I did not feel the same way. So as I'm reading, like, I get to this, like one part of the big ass paragraph, and he's like, you was my first everything, you was my first love, you was my first whatever, like, insinuating like I took his virginity. So then I immediately block. You're done here. I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, clearly, like, you probably just got the best pussy in your life, you feel me, for the first time ever, and you just can't, like, get over it. Like, leave me alone. So then, boom, moving forward, like, years later, like, mind you, when I was talking to this boy, it probably had to been like 2000. What age was I when I was like 16, 17? What year was that? If I'm 25 right now, 7 years ago I was 18, so 9 years ago, whatever, because I'm not even about to, like, bust my head trying to figure it out. But anyways, right, that had to be like 2012, probably before that, 2012, 2013, when I was talking to this boy. Moving forward to 2017, like, you feel me, all of this shit happened between, like, 2012 to 2017 and shit like that, you feel me? So, boom, I think, like, when we went to 123 Burger and shit, I think that was like 2016 or like early 2017 or whatever, some shit like that. And then, boom, I remember I was working at Nike in like 2017, right? Mind you, the nigga was still writing me from different pages, or like he would like unblock me and write me and do like weird shit like that. So I remember, like, boom, I'm working at Nike or whatever, and they doing interviews, and then I look and I see Richard. I'm like, mind you, he knew I worked at Nike, though, because, boom, when we went to 123 Burger, I was already working at Nike, you feel me? You knew where I worked at, and you trying to be funny. Like, you blocked on everything, and you trying to, like, just get next to me any way possible. I'm like, we not having that. Not having that. You feel me? So I see the nigga coming for an interview, like, dead heat, you feel me, went straight to my manager, like, yo, I ain't gonna front unless y'all want to see this nigga get beat up every time he come to work. he cannot work here. Y'all either gonna have to choose me or him, or him getting his ass whooped. Pick one. Boom. Feel me? Not hired. Packed them up. Not having it. Right? So then boom. This way, like, the shit got weird to me, right? Because then boom, his brother, right, hits me up on his brother, like, used to, like, write me and shit, like, on Facebook and shit, like trying to be my friend, or like trying to flirt with me and shit. I just used to be like, this is weird or whatever. And then I remember again, like, here they go with the fucking paragraphs and shit. You feel me? Like, I'm just like, what the fuck do y'all want? So then boom, the brother write me one day. He's like, yo, you know I be writing you and stuff, but I don't want to make it seem like I just like he says some dumb shit or whatever. And then he says the paragraph. So basically in a paragraph, he basically told me like, oh, like, boom, when I can't remember like when exactly, like, the conversation between me and him was had. Like, I can't like specify, like, was it like back then, like in the middle, or like towards the end, but whatever. For me, but basically the when I was reading it, he basically was telling me something along the lines like, oh, when me and Richard was like messing with each other, and him and his girlfriend used to like be chilling or whatever, like, he ended up finding out that Richard and his girlfriend was doing the do behind both of our backs. So he was basically trying to like mess with me to get back at them. And I'm like, get this weird shit up out of here. We not doing that. You feel me? And I'm just like, all of y'all just gotta go and leave me alone. Like, you feel me? I'm onto a new nigga. Feel me? I don't sit here and dwell on niggas. Don't put me in y'all weird shit. Whatever weird shit y'all got going on, that's just on y'all. Keep me the fuck out. But yeah, that's story time. You feel me? And I ain't gonna front. A couple of people gonna watch this video and they gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. Feel me? We got new videos coming. I want to say probably like next week. Feel me? Tune in. And if you like this video, like it. If you ain't subscribe. Leave a comment. Whatever. Deuces.